It's been a while. I want to pop on and I want to see who's on. Hello. I have missed you. Let me see who is on tonight. I've got to find you. Hey guys. Hi Christina. Hi Stephanie. I thought I'd pop on just because I've missed you so much. Hi Amy. How's it going? Gotta tell you, it's been a bit of a blur. Got sick dogs, but they're on the mend, thank God. I don't know about any of you guys out there that have had sick puppies, but one thing I want to say to you, I'm going to do a few things. We're going to be back on doing the live read tomorrow night, so I'm excited about that. Yay! Watched, we have our two dogs and they've been dealing with some tummy issues. And this one evening is kind of funny because I thought, well, what am I going to do, right? So I just started listening to this feng shui thing. Changed my life. Changed my life. 5% of the stuff that's around you, you're supposed to shed. Just, hi Brenda, hello, hi Denise. You're supposed to shed. And so I started shedding stuff. I started looking at all these boxes. I pulled out everything. We got rid of so much stuff. And I feel liberated, totally liberated. Like, why was I dragging all that shit around? So I thought, if you want to do something really cool, it's like, think about what you don't need. I just saw some weird thing fly by, but anyways, it's been one of those days. So just think about what's around you that you don't really need, that's just kind of weighing you down. I mean, this whole feng shui thing is kind of groovy because what they say is to get rid of things that kind of remind you of defeat and bring success to your life. So I thought, well, how cool is that? So that's what I've done. But I've missed you all. I missed last week because of our little dogs. But I thought, hey, I'm going to pop on and see how you guys are doing. How are you? And let's think, what should we do? What should we do? You tell me, give me we're going to do inside. Give me your month and whether you want to do a quick read on tarot, a quick read with the past life deck, a quick read with the numerology dice or sticks. So, month and pick your poison. What it is that you want me to read, because I'm in the mood. So put it out there, your month and what you're looking for. Anybody have a specific question? May, okay, but May, okay, which is tarot. So we're going to go with Stephanie, and we're going to do tarot. So Stephanie, one thing for sure, I got to say this to you. There is no doubt in my mind that you have this beautiful spiritual mind, but you're a bit analytical, so it lets me know that you have a bit of a conflict going on. So when you catch yourself questioning everything, or you catch yourself sort of like just getting stuck and sort of going on and on about something, I want you just to remember your faith. No doubt of mind for you, your soul's purpose is to serve, to be of service. And so it's about empowerment. It's about giving back to the world in a meaningful way. You're also a sponge, so I want you just to step back and create some space. Because for you, space is a difficult thing. Most Hierophant, hermit, lovers, they struggle even with the severing of the umbilical cord. So I want you just to appreciate whether you absorb the emotion of other people or whether you don't. It does not change their reality. If you are able to do that, then I would say do it. But if a person is going through loss and you take on their grief, it doesn't take away their loss. And so one thing I definitely would do is that for sure, is just kind of look at that as well. So we're going to do tarot. And no doubt, like, you need to do something in terms of your work and what you give back. So the month for me always speaks about who we are on the inside, not on what we project on the outside, but the depth, the calling inside. So for you, it'd be a nurse or a police officer or a teacher or a healer working within the healing arts. So let's see what tarot has for Stephanie. Let's see what tarot has for Stephanie tonight. And see, like for you, it's all about fullness and healing. Fullness and healing. What a great combination. Oops, so I'm going to cut the deck. And I'm going to cut it again. And I'm going to cut it again. Yeah, that feels about right. So this is no doubt, this is the card of the apprentice. So it lets me know that either you're kind of learning something new or you're kind of in strange waters, but it's where you're sort of drawing new skills to yourself. So it's where you absorb those, but at the same time, be true to yourself, whatever it is that you're learning or discovering, or whether it's a new, you're kind of in a strange land, new land. Just know that you've got to be kind and gentle with yourself. So this is the card of the apprentice. I'm going to do another card for you. This is the High Priestess. So this talks about your intuition. I want you to tap into your records. If you're learning a lesson, even for the first time, perhaps you've revisited this issue, but for the first time, you're going to navigate through and you're going to draw from what you know. So it's library almost of your wisdom. So I want you to tap into it because it's going to really help you. It's also about looking at the records that you're carrying around. What is a weight? What is your responsibility? What isn't your responsibility? I want you to bring forth the goddess inside of you, because there is one. I know there's a goddess lurking. Let's see. This lets me know, no doubt, that you're trying to let go of something. 10 in tarot goes the ace, the beginning, the 10, the completion of something. So this lets me know you have an opportunity to lay down some of your burden. Whatever it is that doesn't serve you, you draw from, whatever you learned, because we have to make room for new discoveries of ourselves. So it's when you draw from the knowledge of where you've been. Very cool cards. This lets me know that it has to do with power and you being able to feel that for whatever reason your hands you may feel like you don't have power, or where you just don't know what to do, or you can't do what, like you're just kind of held back a little bit. And there's no doubt it could be your sense of security is in question, or you're doubting yourself. But all I know is that when you have this card, this is the biatch card. Like, she is it. She embodies everything, our intuition, our knowledge, our wisdom, our shamanic medicine. She works with the raven. Very insightful, has this incredible knowledge. So if you have this card and this card, then I know it's all about what's going on in your mind. So I want you just to clear your mind of doubt, clear your mind of fear, clear your mind of what you can't do. I want you just to stay focused on your intention, because I guarantee your intention is quite pure. This also speaks about some sort of disappointment, and it can be a disappointment from your past that is resurfaced, or maybe the need to sort of revisit some of your wounds, because you're a person that puts a lot of people's energy before your own. We often dismiss how we feel. So this may even be new to you. So there's your cards. I hope they give you some message. If you wouldn't mind giving me a little bit of feedback, it would be really wonderful, just to see if that reading resonated with you, and just let you know that you're a sponge. So I want you just to create some space for yourself. So I hope that works. Oops, better turn down my sound. Okay, I'm gonna go with, let's go with Sandy. we're doing November 12th. You know what, Sandy? I got to be honest with you. You let me know what you want. But I guarantee you're an old soul. And with you, it's almost like I want to do past life with you. So this is for Sandy. I'm just going to do a calculation here. Yeah, so we're going with Sandy, and that was amazing. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Okay, cool. Thank you, Stephanie. Hey, this is what's come out with Sandy. Look at this. Persecution. Either burned at the stake in a past life or had some sort of criticism from a past life. So this lets me know that you're very sensitive to how people perceive you. Very proud person, have a lot of wisdom, a lot of knowledge. You're an internal person. You sort of withhold your own communication before you to harm anyone else. You tend to kind of absorb your emotion, highly intuitive. You can look at the people that you love and know whether they're okay, and if they're okay, you're okay. If they're not okay, you're not okay. So just so you know, like, you're just this highly sensitive person to any type of dismissal or rejection or judgment. Also, it would help you to understand unexplained fear or dread and the avoidance of any type of confrontation or conflict. So I guarantee in a past life, in fact, you were persecuted and it would not have been pretty. And so, yes, let's see what other cards I have for Sandy. Yeah, that's very, very cool. I love jumpers. Jumpers are good. Thank you, Gabrielle. Okay, let's see what other cards you have, Sandy. So this is past life. So this lets me know that you were an old soul. It also lets me know that as a result of that, if you have sort of, I always kind of balance emotion. So if you feel that, your energy of fear is really heightened, often it can be unresolved past life. And it's almost as if your spirit has memory of that. And it can be that you're actually waiting for it or preparing for it. And so often what happens is you kind of hold your body quite tight. So I want you really to be aware of what your body is speaking and saying to you. There is no doubt that there's stuff going on with your tummy, and so that for you, your tummy holds a lot of your emotion. And so one thing I definitely would do is really encourage you to speak your truth and not to hold so much in. This is the card of trust. So no doubt in a past life, trust would have been violated. And so even in this life, there's a part of you that feels that you need to do it yourself, or that you need to do it, and not really rely on anyone else. And it's hard for you to receive, although it's quite natural for you to give. So one thing I want you just to be really aware of is that there has to be a balance, no doubt. This card also connected with the past life lets me know that you were silenced. And this silence can be because the threat of some sort of violence or judgment or criticism. And so there's no doubt for you, it's hard to express yourself. And I'm not talking about just communication with other people. I'm talking about just communicating about how you feel, or how, your own internal dialogue. This lets me know you're very gifted, and you're very beautiful, and you're very loving, and you're very wise, and that you're a person that has a lot to give this world. It also lets me know that, there's a part of you that deserves to shine more. So this would be a really good time for you to offload. I'm just going to do one more little calculation for you. Wow. Lots of change going on around you. This is a year of discernment. It's not the year for you to make a decision or to lock into anything. You're recovering from something that happened last year. So this year is really trying to figure out who you are, what you want, who you love, who loves you, who doesn't love you, where you want to put your energy, where you don't want to put your energy. So just so you know, I hope that gives you a little bit of insight. And this change would be connected to last year, but then it would also be connected to 2011. So just so you know, it comes full circle. Okay, so if you want to give me a little feedback, that would be lovely, Sandy. Thank you very much. Okay. Okay, I'm just looking at my comments here and where I can go. We're going to do Christina, and we're doing July, and we're doing tarot. Okay, Christina, let's see. I've got to bring over my tarot cards. Christina. Let's see, July with Christina. See, the one thing I want to say to you, Christina, I don't know about you guys, but is it just me, or am I seeing things flying all around? Like, the energy is just really interesting tonight. Just so you know, Christina, there's no doubt in my mind that you've had a trauma early in your life, or there's been some sort of fracture or something that's happened early in your life that you're trying to recover from. But the one thing that is really amazing about just picking up with you is that even though you may have been harmed, or you may have experienced some sort of trauma, that you still give back to the world, that you're a bridge energy, and that you love, and that you know, you're not a bitter person. It's more like there's a part of you that may feel very defeated at times, but I want you just to know that your intention is very pure. Also, the other thing with you is that you're an independent soul, and you like things a certain way, and you can see it, like you can see it in your mind the way you want it to go. And sometimes it works out and sometimes it doesn't. And so for you, it's all about independence and originality, and being this person that, you know, just really honor who you are and what you bring that is so unique and different. I sort of see your energy a bit like a zebra, that you're, you know, if you look at a herd of zebras, they all look exactly the same, but in fact, they're completely unique. Not one has the same markings. And zebra energy really speaks of the humanitarian. So no doubt in my mind. And so let's see what the cards are for you, for Christina. So this lets me know that there's no doubt that you've gone through some very difficult times in the last little while, and that you feel a bit burnt, that your energy feels very depleted. But just so you know, that you just have to surrender. You have to surrender what you think is supposed to be. You have to surrender and let go of all sorts of things, and spiritually you'll align. I mean, that's the whole thing, and that's what I love so much about listening to this feng shui. It's like everything that is around you holds energy, like this holds energy, and this holds energy, and this holds energy. And so depending on what is around you, it really does speak about your experience. So one thing I definitely want to do, you have to decide what you're ready to let go of. It could be your grief, it could be frustration, it could be just feeling anger or whatever, but it's where you have to just say, screw it, I'm just going to release all of my expectations, all of my feelings of, you know, feeling overwhelmed, and just carry on. It's like there's no doubt, and it almost feels as if it has to get that bad in order for you to know that your spirit can withstand anything. The next card for you is the World. So this lets me know it's a birthing, that you have an opportunity to birth. This is also a card that speaks about looking at what's around you, where your fortune is. I mean, if we've fallen on difficult times, often it's all we see. And trust me, I've just dealt with both Lloyd and I have just dealt with 2 weeks of 2 sick dogs. And so there's no doubt in my mind, like you just feel overwhelmed, but we just came together and are still working through that. So just so you know, there's a birthing, but you have to let go. So whatever you need to let go of, it's going to make room for this beautiful spiritual restoration and kind of a rebalance. The Fool. Wow, this is very cool. I don't know what's going on with you, but something has either come to an end or it's coming to an end. And so this is really about looking at changing your direction. If you want a new life, then you have to change. Life isn't going to change. So instead of doing this, which you normally do, then you can do something completely opposite. And that'll kick you into kind of a new direction. So it's like just being aware of that, okay? Let's see. The Moon. So this card, and I love the Moon. I absolutely love the Moon. And I love the cycles and the changes and this beautiful energy, and it's fast changing. So this really is about kind of the change. It also can speak about dread, fearing that something's going to happen, or fearing of the unknown, or having to prepare for what you think is coming. And so it really is not only about just letting go and making room, but it's not being worried about the future. It's like it's going to be whatever it's going to be. Okay. Look at you. See this? This lets me know you're a bit of a warrior, that you take things head on, and that you have great vision and great courage, and that you don't give up, and that you'll never give up. And so that in itself is just such a beautiful thing. Here is your next. This is all about your family. So some of the emotion you may be carrying, this doesn't even belong to you. Perhaps it's the legacy of your mother, or it's the legacy of your father, or their whole history. Or it may go back to your childhood, and perhaps whatever's going on around you. And if you're really aware of it, it's like being able to see like what it triggers in you from the past. Look around and see the people that are around you. Are they people that you trust and that you love? So all I know, big changes, have to make room, have to let go of some things. So yes, so just so you know, there's a few cards for you. I hope that gives you a bit of a message. If you want to send me a little feedback, I always love the feedback. Okay, let's see where we're going. Oh, hello. What can I tell you about your granddaughters by their names? Okay, hang on, let me see. I can try this. Sure, why not? Okay. Sweetie! Okay, let's see. With Haley, what I can tell you about Haley is, number one, she's a bridge. So this lets me know that she doesn't like conflict. She'll be kind of torn between her parents. If there's a conflict going on with the parents, she won't know where to sort of divide her energy and her, her loyalty. And so, you know, she's very sensitive to her environment. She's very sensitive to other people's emotions. She's an independent person, and that definitely she's a person that knows what she likes and knows what she doesn't like, and very original. So she's got a bit of a conflict going on because she wants to have this freedom and this liberated kind of spirit, but at the same time she doesn't want to cause any trouble. She's got a Y, like in my last letter. So, I mean, there's places where she will not fit in, which is a difficult thing for a little girl. I know myself that there were times I felt very alone, or I didn't feel like I connected, or I had one really close friend. So just so you know that she definitely is a bridge energy. Also, that she has the ability to communicate with the heavens. So one thing I definitely would suggest is for her to every single night look at her blessings, talk about anything that's bothering her, and prayer for her is a really big thing, and that positive input for sure. With Brooklyn, what's really interesting is if you look at her first letter, she compartmentalizes things, so she walks in two worlds. one that is very logical and one that is very spiritual. She's also a person that has this fullness about her. So there definitely is, she wants to taste everything. She wants to look at everything. She just absorbs everything in her life. But at the same time, for her, it's all about balance. Where Brooklyn's bed is and where it's directed in the room is really important, because there's no doubt in my mind that she definitely sort of absorbs every tiny little fragment of life. And so I would suggest that too. And no doubt in my mind, very different in terms of, she would have more of a wall than Haley. Haley would be the kind of the absorber. And Brooklyn would definitely be a little bit more shielded, both very unique. And also the other thing with Brooklyn, it's almost as if you want to put something like a darker stone under her bed, whether it's tourmaline, whether it's obsidian, something just to kind of pull down her energy. And so it's not so there. But yeah, for her, it's all about balance. Balance comes before anything. So yeah, so I hope that gives you a little bit of insight, just doing the names. I gotta fold this up. I have to have a drink. I have to say hello to some people. Hello, Colleen. Aw, today's your birthday. Happy birthday. You're welcome, MJ. Let's do Toby. See, with Toby, I guarantee you straight up that you're very hard on yourself, and that you're a perfectionist, and that you're a bit of a control freak. And like, I mean, again, it's you, but you're a spiritual leader. And so, I mean, you know, I have this t-shirt. I went through my clothes to figure out what clothes I want to keep and what ones I don't want to keep. And it's funny because I have this t-shirt that says, perfection is boring. It is so boring. And so for you, there's no doubt in my mind that you are a very independent person, that you have a very brilliant mind, that you definitely you know, whatever you do, you put your whole life and your whole energy into it, which is really lovely. That often you get a bit stuck in your mind and you kind of spin around a bit. That you're also a person that is all like an old soul. So you've been around a long time. So this lets me know that there's a part of you that feels like a bit of a hermit, that you don't fit. Very sensitive to any type of dismissal. I'm just checking to see what you wanted. I should have written it down, but I'm just not that responsible. Where are we? Toby, let me know. Oh, you didn't say, that's why. Okay, so let me know, Toby, what you'd like me to do. So like for you, like there's no doubt there's this old soul inside of you, very private. You retreat when you're injured. There's no doubt in my mind that you're a spiritual leader, that you've come here to share all your knowledge from your wounds and your history, which is very cool. I'm going to see 10, 12. Yeah, you know what? We're going to go right to past life with you, because there's no doubt in my mind that there's a part of you that is quite afraid of your power because of something that happened in past life. And so that's where we're going. I'm going to just do another calculation for you. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, something happened last year. This is a year where you're literally sort of recovering. And something happened last year that you're questioning everything. And so it's almost as if everything had to stir up. And so whatever is going on with you from last year, it would be linked to 2011. And it feels really old. It feels like you came into this life with the energy of fear around you. And so as you were developing inside the body of your mother, you would have taken on her fear. And so as a result of that, often we will, if things are quiet, we kind of stir things up or create a state of fear because it's what we know. So I want you just to check yourself, like, are you doing things that sort of contribute to a state of chaos? or are you doing things that kind of contribute to a state of peace? It does feel to me like a lot of it is connected to your mother, whether she's had loss, and there's no doubt that you're very responsible and you're highly intuitive, and so you take on a lot of that. And so just so you know, but I do believe I want to do a past life on you, and just see what cards you receive. But whatever's going on, this is a year of adjustment. It's where you question whatever's been going on with you. You need to look around and see who's been supportive, like who has been there, who has shown up, because it almost feels like whatever's been going on has been going on for some time. And so that's why this year you're really questioning a lot of things. So I want you to see who's shown up, like who's been there for you, who has reached out, but also it's where you sort of look at the anxiety that's inside of you, and you may have an opportunity this year to say, no, I'm not going to worry about that. Most of us are like 10 steps ahead of any experience. Like we're almost living in a present moment, almost like the future. And so for you, there's an angst with it. It feels like an urgency that's with it. And so, but I don't believe it belongs to you. I believe that it belonged to your mother and that you absorbed it. You took it from her as you were developing inside of her. So it would be interesting for you to figure out what was going on with your mother when she was pregnant with you. So this is your first card. So this lets me know that you're a very powerful empath, and that if you notice in this particular picture that this figure's eyes are closed. So it lets me know that it's a very internal thing that goes on with you. So you may just be, I want you to really check your dialogue or check what you're saying to yourself. I want you to look at your beliefs and what beliefs are holding you back. I want you to look at your wounds, like there's a part of you that sort of just goes inside. So I want you just to look at that as well. But also, this is really a year of reflection for you, and this is an introspection. So it's where you literally go inside for sure. Okay? Now, we'll do this. Wow. It's really interesting. I called this card the hostage. And this is, and I'm not talking about the abduction from someone. It's where we're kind of held hostage. So it'd be really good for you to see what you feel that you're imprisoned to, or if it's your own thoughts, or if it's a person or a relationship. So it's really about seeing what's holding you back, or what's restricting you, or who you're imprisoned to. Like that's like, look at these two cards. And so it's like really being able to look at that. And there's no doubt in my mind that you want freedom. You want to be liberated from something. And so that's where the introspective kind of looking inside will really help you. Because there's no doubt in my mind that you're preparing to do that. Like you're really looking deep inside. And if you're not, you should be. This lets me know, again, there's a persecution involved in a past life. So this definitely lets me know that you have issues with trust, that you have issues with being quite cautious. You could be a little bit even suspicious of people or guarded of people. It definitely is sensitive to any type of woundings as well, okay? I'm gonna have a drink. Wow. This is like betrayal. So I want you to think about, and it's really like, whether it's real, whether it's not real, whether it's fact, whether it's not fact, I want you to think about the people that have harmed you, or you feel that have betrayed you. And there's a resentment, or it feels like you've been stabbed in the back. So it's really being able to, again, it's an introspective year for you for sure. Look at that, liberation. You have an opportunity to be liberated by something, but I believe it's internal. That's what I believe. I believe a lot that's going on with you is an internal struggle. I think it's old. I think it's been there for a long, long time. I think you brought it forward. So I want you just to really look and just really be aware of what's going on with you, okay? I had a little cough. Okay. That's good. And so if you want to give me some feedback, that'd be cool. We're going with Sherry. I love my deck too. Thanks, MJ. We're going here. Okay. Give me 2 seconds. Okay. So you're asking what changes. Wow, you get to offload. Thank you so much. You're welcome. Toby, you're welcome. What's really interesting is there's no doubt in my mind that you're a very responsible person and that you're a person that takes everything very seriously, and that something happened in 2019 and this is the year that you get to offload stuff. So whatever happened in 2019 would have changed you, and then 2020 would have been a year of adjustment for you, and it would have, and that doesn't mean it's easy. So this is a year where you get to shed things. So I want you to really look at what's on your table, what's yours, what isn't yours, and you're preparing for growth. So it's like, it's almost as if, like, it's really interesting. I went and talked to this lady today, and she's retiring, and we're looking at her massage table, and she said, she goes, I don't know, like, I just feel like I'm going to do something, and I'm going with, you know, she said, well, maybe I'll do the same thing out of my house. And I went, I don't think so. I feel like you're going to do something completely different, and that's what I'm getting from you as well, is the need to do that. Okay, let me see. We're doing tarot. Let's see what cards you get. Yeah, your mom. I know. You know what? Like, ask my daughter. Of course, mothers have a huge part. But I mean, think about it. Like, think about how wild that is. We're inside the body of our mothers. That's how we come here. And if she's going through a very difficult time, if you're the firstborn, all that stuff. So yeah. Okay. All right, let's see. Okay. This lets me know, like, look at the cups above your head. So it lets me know that you've got to do whatever you do, you've got to love what you do. So, and there's no doubt in my mind that you can do a lot. So it's got to be something that you're passionate about. It feels like there's something that you're going to be doing that's going to fill you up, and where you feel a little bit more, I don't know, like just fulfilled emotionally and spiritually. So no doubt. This also is justice, so it feels like a restorative time for you. It's also about taking back your power. There may be a part of you that kind of holds back a little bit, or you're afraid of your power. So this would be a good year to restore that. So it's where you step more into your power and know that you're a natural born leader. And like with you, like, there definitely is a very logical side of you, but I want you to bring out more of the spiritual, which would be really good, especially right now. Wow, lots of beautiful things going on. So there's healing going on with you, but it's also about manifestation. It's about, like, you know, I look at the sun, and the sun for me is people that are spiritual leaders that have come through some sort of breakthrough, and they're teachers and they're mentors, and they should be working within the healing arts. Often what happens, especially, and with you, I do believe it's past life. I do believe that you walk between two worlds. There's a part of you that needs proof. There's a part of you that rejects proof. It's like, I need to know more spiritually. So it's almost as if you're walking in two worlds. And so the sun for me, like, think about the energy of the sun. I mean, there's so much power, and there's so much discovery, and there's so much healing. But no doubt, it's really about being a teacher and a mentor for sure. The Hanged Man. So this lets me know that it's really about what you've given up. You know, it's about compromise. Sometimes we need to compromise. Lloyd and I are just looking at getting a fence in. I want a really, really nice fence, but a really, really, really nice fence is a lot of money. So we got to compromise, right? And so that's a good thing. But also, it's like what we give away, and it just feels like in a past life. I think you're very cautious in this life because I believe that you did something in a past life that there's a part of you that's afraid of your power, and it just feels like that's going to be restored. This lets me know that you're ready to let go of things that do not belong to you, that weigh you down, that make you feel like you're carrying a burden. It also lets me know that there's going to be a complete change of your energy. So whatever it is that you want to do, it's like, I want to put my energy someplace else. I also want you to think, because you are a visionary and you have this brilliant mind, I want you to think what occupies your mind. Like, where is your mind? Like, are you thinking about this? Are you overanalyzing? Are you trying to be perfect? It's like where you really get to see that, because there's no doubt in my mind that stuff that's going on with you is restorative. It's letting go of old stuff, stepping into your power, becoming the spiritual leader that you were destined and contracted to be. And it's through your wounds and your knowledge, and that you've got to do something that you love. And I don't want you to just give away your what you want. So I hope that gives you a little bit of insight. Gosh, this is kind of fun. I got a little tickle in my voice though. Okay. I gotta shuffle these up. Okay, so we're gonna go with Veronica, I believe. We'll go there. Okay, so Veronica. 1971. Wow. You know, I gotta say something to you, Veronica. I mean, with you, you're a channeler. Like, if you look at your first letter, it's a V. And so if you look at V, this lets me know that you channel things from the heavens, that you literally draw it into it and you bring it to the world. So if you look at a V, there's no doubt that you do that. And the other thing that's really interesting is that your soul essence letter and your capstone letter are both E's. So this lets me know that that's the mind, body, spirit letter. So no doubt that there's always another question. There's a definite curiosity, and this curiosity is old. And so for you, there's a part of you that definitely stays up here quite a bit, and that often there's times where you come out of your body. So one thing I definitely would do is just balance that a little bit. It's almost as if you kind of get stuck in your head a little bit, and then you feel like you're pulled, and this pull feels old. So whether you were divided early in your life between the love of your mother and the love of your father, it's like there's a pull that goes on back and forth. There's also inside of you something that goes on. It feels like a cord that goes right from your mind to your tummy, and this is connected with fear energy. So it's where you would feel it in your stomach, and when you're triggered, you would feel it in your mind. So no doubt in my mind, it's you've got a very complicated, beautiful name, and very complicated, beautiful numbers. Okay, so this year, there's no doubt that there's emotional stuff that's coming out, and that emotional stuff, let me just double check here. I'm doing a calculation for you. So we're looking at 2015. So anything that was going on in 2015, whether there was some sort of trauma or some sort of change, some sort of adjustment or breakup or whatever went on in 2015, this is the year that you'll be able to kind of express it. Like, this is what I've learned. When we go through trauma, yes, we may feel it, but not really. We have to push through. Some of us have children we have to raise, we have to keep working, so we go through a loss, we sort of put it aside. So just so you know, this year you may just feel more sensitive. All your emotions are going to be heightened. Last year, no doubt, you would have drawn a line of some sort, or you would have come into a renegotiation. And so this year, you're going to be a bit emotional, but it's all good. So I'm going to give you some tarot. I'm going to give you some tarot. So this lets me know, again, I want you to be really, like, this card for me is really interesting. It looks a bit scary, but it's not scary, because it's really, for me, it's all about the mind. So there's no doubt, I want you to think about where your mind is, like what you think about, what you're obsessing about, what you worry about, whether you're 10 steps ahead. And I want you just to say, I'm not doing this anymore. Like, I'm so done with this. I mean, you have this brilliant mind, and it's almost as if it kind of goes back and forth. Like with you, you see depth, like you see possibility. You see things that most people don't even notice. And for you, there's definitely a curiosity with that. So this is really what I can let go of, what I'm willing to sort of let go of, and just see new partnerships, okay? And new ways of sort of where you can do that. This is all about your work, mastering your work. Maybe you're working too hard. Maybe you're working too much. Maybe you need to get back to work. Maybe you need to just focus and keep busy doing something that you love to do, and being able to kind of just be creative. I mean, there definitely is a creative energy inside of you. Your next card, this lets me know that there's been some sort of conflict. Now, this conflict can be within yourself. Whenever the 5, like, this is what I find is cool with your cards, is here you have the 5 of blades, and then you have the 10. So this lets me know that you're working through stuff and trying to get on the other side of it. But it's like a redirection of where you put your mind, no doubt, okay? Wow. Yeah. Here, this lets me know that whatever you've been going through, it's like your body's a bit depleted and your energy is a bit depleted. And so you just need to go and do something beautiful. Get a massage. Go get an Indian head massage. Go see my daughter. Go see a massage therapist. Do something, and it's just going to help you shed. I do believe that you're conflicted. I believe it's been there for a very long time. I believe that a lot of it can be connected with the mother and her history. I think you're a very highly intuitive person. I also think that you're just a person that just absolutely has an opportunity to be able to kind of change things. I think you're an old soul. I think you're very sensitive, and I just know that you're just breaking through a lot of stuff, which is very cool. There's your friends, your girlfriends, being able to feel connected, looking around the people that you really love. And it's just, I just feel like I don't want you just to be all up here. I want you to bring it down closer into your body for sure. Just to, and I mean, there's no doubt as well that you are like the spiritual leader, and you're a person that may have come into this life feeling quite orphaned or separate. And this would be a year where you get to really kind of bring that in, because next year, I guarantee, whatever you're going through, you're going to kind of bust right out, which is just going to be very, very cool. So no doubt communication with the angels. Definitely you channel, so you can literally channel energy from the universe, whether you do it through prayer or ritual, just to fill you with light. And I want you just to be really mindful of what's going on up here. So I hope that that helps you. But I do believe that you're coming into a much more empowered state. Last year you would have had to renegotiate some of contracts. You may have had to draw a line. You may have had to speak your truth. It may have involved your family. And so this year I want you just to be kind and gentle with yourself, but just be really aware of your body speaking to you. So I hope that that works. But yeah, it's for sure. Okay, let me see. I'm going with Wendy. December 8th. Isn't December 8th the day that John Lennon died? I think it was. What do you want, Wendy? Let me see what I'm going to give you. Wow, that's kind of neat. For you, this is a manifestation year. This is a manifestation year. This is a seed year. So this is where you get to grow, and there's no doubt in my mind that you're preparing to take a step. So what I want you to do is I want you to write down what you want more in your life. If you want more joy, plant seeds of joy. If you want more money, plant seeds of money. If you want, I'm going to do the dice with you. I just feel like I'm going to do the dice. Okay, here we go. Dice. Okay, first thing, I love this. Number 1 and number 10. So something's come full circle. So number 1 is the beginning, 10 is the completion. So it lets me know that you've worked hard, that there's lots going on, that you've put a lot of energy in, that you definitely have come to some sort of completion of something, or something has come to an end, because you have the ace and the 10, which is really, really powerful. It can be just the wheel of opportunity. So things are coming and you just have to trust that whatever's happened, it's come kind of full circle. The next is again the 3, which is all about manifestation, being very fertile, very creative. I call it the muse energy. It's where you put your energy and being able to look at that, what's working, what isn't working, looking in terms of your garden, okay? 5, this is all about contracts. And so this is really being able to look at your life purpose. What is, I believe that all of us have a life purpose. Like even the lady that I just finished reading for, Veronica, like she is in channeler, like she channels, and that's what she does. She brings the light, but there has to be a balance with that light. And so that's what I find is really interesting, and that's where you're going to be working as well, is looking at where you want to put your energy, because there's no doubt in my mind that you do a lot of stuff and that you're very, very good at it. Hang on one second. And that for you, it's all about balance. So are you working too much? Are you pushing too much? Like, do you feel a push? Is that what you do? Are you trying to prove your worth? Are you trying to prove your value? Is there security that's like, what motivates you to move? You know what I mean? It's like, what's motivating you? And then this definitely is the 8. And it's all about balance. Finding your beautiful balance. I mean, you have the ability, you have like a wizard energy, and you're a visionary, and you're a doer, and you make things happen, and you're a manifester. And like, I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that you have the ability to change a whole room. I just want you to, like, you know, when you're focused, you can make anything happen. But it's like, what happens when you're not focused? So, yes. So I hope that that gives you some insight. But that's very cool. I got all these goddess women tonight with all this power. Okay, let's do Caitlin Marie. Okay, Caitlin. See, Caitlin, like, I'm telling you straight up, you're like my daughter. Like, I mean, you just can't date anybody. I mean, for you, it's so interesting because you're a very independent person. And I guarantee that you need to date somebody who absolutely has their own life, somebody that is independent, that doesn't lean on you. But yeah, there's no doubt. Let me see what you wrote here. I like. See, and with you, like, I mean, you're an old soul, Caitlin. Like, with you, you need to date somebody who's at least 5 years older, and I guarantee their hands have got to be warm. I mean, they have to be a person, like, I guarantee you don't want anybody. If you go out, like, let me put it to you this way, and I am going to do some readings at some point about dating and the, you know, compatible sort of energy. And with you, like, I guarantee, got to be older, has to have warm hands, got to be sturdy looking. And I fell in love with Lloyd slowly. Like, I wasn't in a rush. I was very comfortable in my body, probably for the first time in my life. And I watched the way he was, you know, and that's one thing I definitely would just suggest is whoever you want to not be in a rush. 9, 10, 11, let me see. You're going to have to talk to my daughter. You guys share the same energy. And I mean, she's a very independent person, and she's a very creative person, and she loves her work, and she loves her family, and she loves her daughter, and she loves her cats. And I mean, she, you know, and that's what I'd want for you is somebody that has a life, you know. But if there's any chaos, if there's any red flags, it's like, no thank you. And so yes, and this is what I say to people all the time. Look, I've been single, I've been in a really shitty relationship, and I've been in the best relationship in my life. Hands down, the best relationship absolutely is the way to go. I don't believe we're meant to be alone. I really don't. And it doesn't mean that we have to have somebody. I just think that we're supposed to love. I think that we're supposed to love our work and love our all these different people. So I mean, but like with you, if there's any red flags, oh, you're in a 5-year. This is good, Caitlin. But this person, whether you date female, male, it doesn't matter to me. They're not going to show up at your door. So, I mean, it's where you literally put yourself out there and manifest. But it's like just trusting. I want you to look at your beliefs. I want you to see if you have any hooks from past life. If you're mad at any ex, I want you to look at breakups. I want you to look at trust issues. I mean, if you believe that a person is going to leave you, or that sooner or later they're going to leave, then that's what's going to show up as a person that sooner or later is going to break your heart. So I want you to look at your beliefs. But this is a perfect year for you to date. And I mean, and not just date, find your soulmate. I mean, I met Lloyd in a 5-year. Trust me. It's like, and I mean, you got 2 9s in you. So you want to do their numbers. But I will do a reading, but sometime about finding Mr. Wonderful, because I found him. It took me 50 years. But I'm going to do dice on you, sweetie. Hello, Miss Jenny. see, Caitlin. Oh, what do we got? We got double threes. Double threes is look at. I want you to do stock. I want you to see all the old heartbreaks and if you were hurt and if they dumped you or if you dumped them, all that stuff, right? Because you are in manifestation. And so this is like, I literally had to do the work, and then I just knew that Lloyd would show up. And so that's no doubt that you have all this. Look at, what am I thinking? 3 threes. Fertile, sister, fertile. Then you got a 9. So this is soul, like a soul connection. So no doubt. And 4. So you got to take a stab. So one thing I did, and this was really cool, I went online before I met Lloyd, but I did not go online to find a date. I went online to feel and be around the energy of men until I wasn't afraid of them anymore. And it was really neat because what I did was I literally would go for coffee. If the guy showed up late, no thank you. If the guy didn't offer to pay for the coffee, no thank you. If the guy sat there, like I honestly, when I was doing this experiment, like I literally went out and I wouldn't do all the work. So I'd just sit there, waiting. If he didn't ask me a question, I just sat there and finally just said, I'm not going to do all the work. So I want you to really consider, if you're not online, and this is a weird time to be dating, but I want you to do what I did. And trust me, warm hands, stocky, knows who he is, confident, not a flirt. If he flirts with the waitress or the whatever, no thank you. If he comes in and he's all fancy smancy, like, trust me, that's not going to work for you either. But anyways, I'm going to start a dating service. Aw, I love you so much, Mama. You must have made the best baby. Hey, you want to know something? Let me say this to you. I had one daughter, and when I got pregnant and I was so young, I had a conversation with God and I said, look, if you just let me have this one, because I was too young, but perfection. Perfection. Okay. All right, let me see. Okay, Jennifer, let's do you. I love people that are going through massive changes. It's so good. I'm feeling so I wonder, am I in a 5 years this year? I finally meet the one. Can you give me your month and your date? Oh, you're welcome, Caitlin. Remember, warm hands, sturdy, like a tower. Hi, Cindy. Thanks. Let's do this. Hey, oh yeah, you just had a birthday. Happy birthday to you. Let's see. See, Jennifer, you were just like me. So I'm telling you straight up that you can only date a 9. That's it. Like, and I'm going to be honest with you. Like, would I date, if I were you, a 1? No. Would I date a 2? Probably not. 3, absolutely not. 4, absolutely not. 5, maybe. 6, absolutely not. 7, no. 8, absolutely not. 9, yes. 10, well, depends on the aspects. But no doubt, like with you, I guarantee that you came into this life as an orphan. So there's an orphan thing going on with you, and I guarantee that you draw males or females or whoever you're into that literally sooner or later will leave you. And I guarantee it's a past life thing. It is a past life thing where you came into this life already wounded. For you, trust is a big thing. So think about trust. If I don't trust, what kind of person am I going to draw to me? A person that I can't trust. So, I mean, with you, there is no doubt in my mind that there's a part of you that gets very anxious. A part of you, and I mean this in the most respectful way, that even if a person comes into your area, your vibe, you get all nervous. And for you, I guarantee, because of your past life, that the more you love, the more you fear. Some people are afraid to love, but then some people, when they actually start to love, then they get more afraid. Like, that's how I am, and that's like you. So, I mean, one thing for sure, absolutely 100%, absolutely has to be an older person, at least 5 or 6 years older. They also have to be a person that is chill. Like, if they're anxious, no thank you. If they are very self-involved, no thank you. So it's no doubt. Let me just see. I'm going to do this. See, you're in a 5 here, and that means, like, all I know is, and maybe I'm kind of biased, but I met Lloyd in a 5 year. For me, 5 is the most powerful year, but we've got to be ready. Like, this is what I always say. If I had met Lloyd 6 months prior, I wouldn't have been ready for him. If he had met me, 6 months prior, probably wouldn't be ready for me. But I guarantee, like with you, that you're a beautiful person. What are you saying? Yeah, like with you an 8, not a chance. I'm telling you, he's got to be a 9. He has to be a solid 9. But if he's heavy, or you feel he's heavy, or if he complains about this or complains about that, like, there's no doubt. And so, it's like really being able to see whatever your exes are, there are teachers, and you've got to know what you're looking for. So if you just broke up, and I guarantee if he's an 8, he makes you nervous, he keeps you in a state of, he was never really in it. Well, that's not going to work for you. I mean, you're looking for a long-term connection. So no doubt in my mind. So your exes really are your teachers. So I want you to figure out what it is that you didn't receive that you needed, because there's no point in going out without looking for what it is that you need. Like, I swear, we put more energy in buying a house, buying a car, buying a pair of jeans than we do deciding who we're going to hang out with in terms of our partners. And we will see red flags, and we'll pretend that they're not there, or we'll pretend that it's not a big deal when it is. And so there's no doubt in my mind, like for you, you're a very intuitive person, but I definitely would look at your exes. And if you just broke up with a relationship, then you just need some time to find your feet, and really be able to see, and look at yourself. What kind of partner are you? So I just know that it's a good year for you to be honest about yourself, about what's going on with you. I mean, we've been I always sort of bragged about the fact that I was an independent female and that I didn't need no guy or blah, 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 And the truth of the matter is that I was a very wounded soul that just kept on getting her heart broken because I settled. And until I kicked it up and said, no, I'm not going to settle anymore. I needed to learn how to say no to a male. And as soon as I did that, the heavens just went, oh, darling, we're going to send you someone that you can just envelop every single day. And that's what I have, and I'm so grateful. But I look for it, and I worked for it, and I was honest about it, and I challenged myself. So I hope that helps you, Jennifer. And just trust me, sister, I'd go with a 5, possibly, a 2 or 9, okay? Hope that helps. I'm going to do one more, and then I'm going to go find my Lloyd, my little sweetie. Okay, Arlie, let's do you. I already like your numbers, and I haven't even done a calculation yet. Oh, Arlie, are you the lady that does the face? Mind you, you can't tell right now because I've got my foundation on. see with you, like there's no doubt in my mind, like there's an old soul in you, and I want to do your I want to do your past life cards, okay? And just so you guys know, I'm back in, where do the hangs? Jennifer, you are so sweet. I swear. Some people, I don't want to just read them, like I want to adopt them. Okay. Have Lindsay Camp. Okay. All right. You're an old soul. Yeah, you're an old soul. So we're going to do past life with you. Hang on, I'm going to do a calculation. Wow, this is a big year for you, 10, 12. This is a manifestation year. So this is where you're going to grow. You're going to come into power, like really power. So whether you are going to open a new business or you're going to stand more into your power, all I know is that whatever you're doing this year, it's like just do it. Like it's put it out there. Because it's a manifestation year. It's very fertile year for you. And so it's whatever. Like it's one of these things, it's like you put in the work, so you're going to grow. So no doubt in my mind. But I'm still going to do past life on you. This is the first card. So this really speaks about a burden or a weight. And this is old. So no doubt in my mind, there's a part of you that feels quite comfortable carrying some sort of burden. And it may be a spiritual one. It may be a physical one. It may be where you literally have felt pressure to kind of prove yourself. Or perhaps if your mother had gone through a lot of heartbreak or she had some injury or trauma, that you literally would have taken it on as well. So it's, again, you know, this is what I really think it would be very cool for you to sort of see, like, what's motivating you? Like, where is it coming from? Is it coming because you love what you do? Because with you, I guarantee you have to love what you do or forget it. Like, and there's no doubt in my mind that you cannot be a person that is sort of confined to a specific space, and that you have lots of different interests. So it feels almost as if you're doing all sorts of things, but you have the ability to do it and do it very well. For you, it's all about balance, finding your balance. So one thing I definitely want you to see is think about pressure. Think about if you're carrying a burden and what that burden is. If it's your burden, now would be a good time to sort of let that go, but for sure. Okay, this is a hook. So it lets me know that there is someone or some energy, some person that's kind of hooked into your field. And this type of energy is never something that sort of promotes or nourishes you. So it may be an ex, it may be some situation that has really messed with your confidence. And so no doubt you can scan to see if you have hooks in your field. And it's actually quite easy to do, especially if you know, this is what I always say is kind of the monitor of how we are dealing with our exes or past heartbreak. It's sort of feel it in your body, and if you can feel the person's energy, and then you go to it and see where it is. It could be in a hip, it could be in the back, it could be, you know, right in your stomach, it could be in your heart. And it's about being able to find if there's a hook in your field, and if there is, being able to release the hook, okay? This lets me know that you're a natural born leader, that you have great intuition, great insight, that you're a great achiever, that you work hard, that you should be your own boss, that you have a lot of power, that you have a lot of influence and positive influence, and that you're destined to do great, great things, okay? This card is no doubt there's a part of you that just gets a bit stuck in your head. And I mean, this really is like, should I do that? Should I do this? Should I do that? And so it's like really, it's almost as if there's too much. And so one thing I definitely would do, especially with you, because there's a lot going on here. It's almost as if you want to just create an opening every time you have a shower. Like we're bringing in these shower fizzes, which is so cool. And one is to help clear the mind, like release the mind of pressure. And so no doubt, it's like you're pulled in a lot of different directions. And so it's really being able to sort of look and calm that down for sure. Looking at another one. Whoops. Oh, I just dropped one. I feel like I need to bring that one because I got to, because it fell out, and so we're going to honor it, okay? So this lets me know this is an internal thing. So this is old, and so your answers are you're going to find inside of you. And so if you look at, that's why I want you to scan for hooks. I want you to scan for hooks because I believe you already know they're hooks, and I know that you probably know where they are. So I want you just to absolutely speak to those because I think they're ready to come away. Look at this. Look at this beautiful elephant. And the thing about elephants that I love, and I wanted them so much in my deck, is I saw this little documentary about these elephants, that there were this herd of elephants and they were walking and they came upon these bones of their ancestor, and they all just sat there and they just honored them and they were caressing them, and it was just this devotion and all of that. And so this lets me know that I mean, that you can take a lot of abuse, and the need, and part of it is because you love in that way. It's like you see a person suffering, so you sort of may excuse their behaviors, or you may absorb it, or you may kind of, just dismiss it because you see their pain, and you're very empathic and you're very sensitive to other people's pain. But at the end of the day, it just kind of harms you. So those hooks, and I guarantee that they're old, I want you to go into your body and I want you to feel for them, because now is the perfect time for you to be able to release them, because there's no doubt that you've worked very hard and that you're also going to grow. And so there's manifestation all around you. So I hope that helps. You guys have been a lot of fun. Had a good time. So, just so you know, I will be back tomorrow evening with my beautiful partner Lloyd. Very excited that we're going to be bringing in some other cool things in our store in the next couple of days. We brought in some really neat, cool new decks. So yeah. So thank you very much. I hope everybody is doing well. Things are kind of feeling a little bit normal. You're so very welcome, Arlie. Thank you. And I want you just to think, like, have you guys seen all these things flying around? Is it just me tonight in particular? Like, have you guys been seeing that? Just lets you know, like, I've just been, every time I look up, I see something flying by. But anyways, okay. Have a beautiful evening. Thank you so much, Jennifer. Have a beautiful evening. Know that you're blessed. Do the thing that I just did, well, Lloyd and I both did, is the Feng Shui thing. Whatever you're carrying around, it's where you get to just let go of it all. And just to put things around your life that make you feel beautiful and make you feel successful and make you feel like you're ready and that you're deserving and you're worthy and all that sort of stuff. So yes, and if you guys want to talk to me on the phone tomorrow night, we shall be here. Love, love, love. Peace out. See, there's another one. I'm going to have to go back and look. But anyways, love you all. See you soon. Bye, my beautiful daughter.